And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have our very special guest. He's been waiting patiently and carefully. A guy that doesn't need any applause, but if he wants one, I will give him one. We're now talking to former, or still, 10-year MLB pitcher Shane Greene, who pitched 2014 to 2023 with the Yankees, Tigers, Braves, Dodgers, and Cubs. Shane O'Mac, what's up, buddy?
What's happening?
You look good, man. I mean, the last time we saw you, you were a little, sitting in your chair with all your memorabilia around you. Now you're standing and you're getting ready, maybe for a baseball season. Your thoughts of this past year, obviously, with so much great fun watching in the World Series. You got to see the Dodgers and the Yankees. Were you surprised that the Dodgers, outdueled the New York Yankees in the World Series?
I thought it was going to be like a grinder of a series, but baseball, man, anything can happen, really.
So one of the storylines this offseason has been the Dodgers with the deferred money. It's gotten up to $500 million in total. As a player yourself, like, are you surprised that there's so much extremes with how much players defer the contracts?
No, I don't think so. I mean, at the end of the day, you want your money, right? So defer it for the rest of my life. Most of these guys that are getting the deferred money are getting so much money up front anyways. Does it really matter? I don't think so. If that's what it takes to get the deal done, why wouldn't you do it?
Yeah, I know. I Greenie, you don't ever get older. Like, dude, you look the same every damn time I see you. Like, what the
Yeah,
hell?
I appreciate that very much.
Like,
Too bad the algorithm doesn't agree with you when they put my age into the algorithm. It's not good.
yeah, I mean, I just get like grays in here, like, but you look the damn same, other than not having facial hair when we first were playing together. But you kind of are a free agent warrior in that aspect. Like, what is your like? Because I don't think some people understand the mindset. As we get older, like, they're pushing old dudes out, and let's just be honest. They're
Mhm.
going younger, and that's just kind of the way it is. And you're 36, and so like, kind of, what's your mindset going into it? And I know it's more so kind of, I don't know if you guys saw Castellanos the other day. He's like, yeah, I'm going to be my own agent as I'm getting older. Like, I can do this and save money or whatever. But like, what's your mindset going into it? Because I know you still want to play and you can still pitch. We've seen it, and like, just your thought process of like, well, shit, how long am I going to wait? What do I want to do? Or, am I still going to play catch? Because I know working out and playing catch and long toss and shoulder programs, it's a grind in the off season. Like, I understand it. And so, like, like, going into not knowing for sure, because there are years where you're like, I know I'm getting a job here, but as you get older, sometimes there's just not.
Yeah, well, I mean, the last 3 years have been a grind for me getting a job. 2 years ago, I didn't get a job until like July with the Cubs, so I've kind of been in this situation before. But uh, you know how it is as you get older. They put the age into the algorithm, and it doesn't really look as good. But the way I view myself is like I feel young. I still do the same things I was doing.
You look young, dog.
I appreciate that, but last year I dyed my hair blonde trying to make the team. I was trying to trick them all.
Don't tell
No,
Joba
man.
that. He's been attacking me since what did they call it?
But he's still in his 30s. You're in your 40s.
So what? I'm 42 years old. What is the difference between 36 and 42?
Well,
6
there's
years?
a 3 in front of his and a
So
4 in
what?
front of yours.
That doesn't
Yeah.
mean anything.
Yeah.
I'm in pretty good shape for a 42-year-old. What does that mean, Joba? And when
Not
I
a
steal,
damn thing.
when I steal from you, at 5 chances, stealing from you, you're not going to be saying that I'm 42 years old. You're going to be saying, "Well, you got a little lucky
Okay.
there."
Yeah, and then when you don't steal and get picked off, what are you going to say? Nothing. You're going to put your tail.
I'm not
going to
say
make an
anything.
excuse.
I'm not going to
exactly.
I'm not going to
'Cause
say
you
anything.
can't. 'Cause you can't say anything.
Okay, we'll see. Go ahead, Shane. I'm
42
sorry.
is not that old. I want to play until I'm 42.
There
I don't
you
know if they'll
go.
let me though.
Hey, look, Tom Brady won a Super Bowl at the age of 42, so why couldn't I do it?
Yeah. You're right about that. No, it's
I mean, Ver's still throwing shit.
That's and
Randy
that guy's still throwing a
Randy
hundy.
Couture won the world championship in
Which
the
is-
UFC at the age of 42.
Yeah. I just try to get out of bed and not creak every morning.
Yeah. I have my days. I tell you what, I had surgery last year on my flexor, and that was like the first time that I could tell that I was older. The first couple of weeks, just like the first couple of weeks, I was so sore and felt like I was like sleeping all day, you know. But once I was able to like get out of that brace, I felt young again. But for whatever reason, while I was in the brace, with the way that my career had been leading up to that moment, I might as well have been 60 for those 3 weeks.
Oh, 100%. Like, I mean, with having
But
Carter, and Carter's now a freshman in college, as weird as that is probably for you, that was a nice thing for me. Was like playing catch
yeah,
with him and throwing him BP and like playing long toss. And he'd want to
feeling
play
young
like,
again.
yeah, playing long toss. And, we'd be end zone to end zone at his high school field. And, I'm still throwing it 90 yards, whatever. He's like, you can't get it to me. I was like, dog, I'm done. I don't need to prove to you that I can throw it end zone anymore. Like,
Yeah.
I'm still playing catch with you and spinning stuff and doing everything. And then he got lippy one day and wanted to try and step in the box against me, and he didn't stand a chance. But yeah,
No.
it was
Then
funny.
you had to turn it on.
Oh, 100%. Like, oh, really? And I'm like,
Once
no, I
what
still
yeah.
there's, and I got to 94, and that was just playing catch.
Hey,
That wasn't doing anything. So
94.
I need to get you on a track, man, sounds like.
TrackMan, Repsato, all this shit that I hear with Carter now, and I'm like, dude, just go get outs. I don't care what it is. Just get outs. Go get hits. I
Yeah.
don't care.
Jabba's more, he's more interested in
The
wiping his own ass now, being at age 38. By the age of 53, he might have to have somebody wipe his ass.
I'm mad at it.
How about you, Shane? I mean,
as long as you
obviously.
can afford it, you're good.
Well, he might have 2 or 3 nurses.
Go
As
sign
long
with the
as long
Dodgers.
as
You'll get some deferred money
That's
for
funny.
that.
as long as she's using dude wipes and taking care of my 2-hole, I'm good.
All right, Jabba can now coach the Yankees because they got the beard policy lifted.
Well, that's true.
100%. That was literally
Hey,
I
what do you think
like,
about that, Jabba?
dude, it's crazy. I literally, like, we had been talking about this, and obviously it's been a topic of conversation. Like, obviously when I went to Detroit, my beard was crazy and whatever. But it literally, like, people were like, why don't you go? Like, they have, guys there, like Didi was there. He only spent like 4 or 5 years there, and he's a guest instructor. They brought Roger back, which is great, awesome. Andy, CC, all the normal guys. Swish didn't
Mhm.
spend that long there, and so I just threw a tweet out there just because I was, just bored and doing whatever, and they pay pretty well if you tweet enough. So, and it ended up getting like almost 500,000. And they're like, "Why don't you do it?" I was like, "Well, are they gonna make me shave? Like, do I have to shave?" And it went crazy. And then
Yeah.
it's just so funny. Within like I think it was like 3 or 4 days that it happened. I'm like, "Oh, so can we come now?" Like, I don't know what the hell they think and who they invite and what they do. Like, I honestly don't know. Um,
Shane,
but
you want to hear something funny? Jabba actually is going to have a new job during Christmas. He was asked to be Santa Claus from the Macy's Day Parade. What do you think about that?
Wow.
I've already been in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
As Santa Claus? Jabba Claus. That's what we'll call
That's
you.
funny. Dude.
Jabba Claus.
No, it's
not
Jolly
white-
Jabba.
It's not white enough yet. It's not white enough yet.
We can help you.
Can I be a reindeer?
Oh, 100%. You can come on the float. We'll just
Goody-
hang out at
Bet.
Goody
we'll go to
and you would
American
be.
whiskey back and forth.
Goody will be your elf.
Oh no. Goody can be a reindeer too. I think Speedy's our elf.
Oh yes, we do have to figure out the Christmas graphic how that would work. I think I was either I was an elf or Fish was or I was a reindeer or Fish was a reindeer. I don't remember the exact
What
combination.
was I?
bro.
What was I supposed to be? I don't
Hey,
remember.
I'll be an elf. I don't give a shit.
You know what?
What up, Greenie?
I'd rather
What
be
up, Goody?
Rudolph. I'd rather
No,
be
we
Rudolph.
we gotta get together, dude. You're right down the road from me.
All
I'm
right.
right here,
Oh,
man.
here's the moment of truth here.
There it is.
Oh no, Fish was a
Why
snowman.
am
Oh,
I this-
Jabba was the elf.
Why am I the
Oh.
sexy
elf.
woman? Why am I the sexy woman? I don't understand that. I don't get that.
Because you got tits.
I don't have tits. I have pecs. That's a difference. That's a difference there.
What is
You learn.
what is Poops over there? What was he?
Oh.
It looks
Like
like a
a
trainee
baby reindeer?
reindeer or something.
Is it like a baby reindeer?
Shane, you guys you've been talking to any
Rudolph.
teams? What do we got? We got any irons in the fire? Or
Nah.
who? Are you still working with
No,
Chuck?
no love, because I had the surgery. They basically want to see me healthy, and it's still pretty early. I was I was pushing it pretty hard to try to potentially throw for teams prior to spring, but nobody was really showing any interest. Everybody's healthy. Everybody thinks they're about to win the World Series. So, like, there's no room for me anyways. So, backed off the throwing program a little bit, and I just started throwing again on Monday. So,
How does it
probably
feel?
get off the mound in like 3 weeks. It feels good. Feels
Yeah.
strong.
Well,
It's
and two,
just
like this actually isn't a
get
terrible time, Greeny, because it's like now you're gonna get those people that are like, oh, I'm healthy, and then you're seeing obliques come in, and you're seeing
yeah.
all that stuff that we've
Yeah.
we've all
Well,
seen as
even for
pitchers.
me too, like it gives me more time. Even for
It's
me, it
not
gives me
Sure.
more time
it's
because
not a
my
bad
the
position to
the
be
the
in.
surgery was like a 12-month period. The rehab process, I had what Strider had, and it's a 12-month process. And March 1st would have been 10 months. So I was pushing to try to be able to do that, but
Who did your
realistically,
surgery?
that's like Meister.
Nice. I love Keith.
But like, yeah, he's the best. And
He
like I
mu-
said, I felt strong and everything, but like because I knew I was pushing it, I was like, if nobody's super interested right now, there's no point in continuing to push this thing when, at this point, spring started. We're looking at 2-3 months probably
Mm.
before anybody's getting any calls again.
We are talking a former 10-year MLB pitcher. He's still a free agent. Shane Greene played and pitched from 2014 to 2023 with, if you're a Yankee fan, you know who Shane Greene is. The Yankees, the Tigers, the Braves, the Dodgers, the Cubs, and maybe a team near you as he's looking and he's waiting for somebody to give him a call. Hey, maybe Joba should be your agent. I mean, Joba Claus should be out there trying to pitch Shane
Java
O'Mac.
Claus.
Joba
Dude, I
Claus.
can't even get it. I can't even get a guest instructor invite. Shit.
I mean, seriously.
I'm not gonna get Greeny signed.
I mean, it would be probably cool,
Yeah,
Shane.
nobody's calling Java back, I guess.
No, that's bullshit.
Come on. Shane,
Hey,
wouldn't it be
I'll get
cool?
on the phone and hit some dudes up for you. I don't care.
Wouldn't it be cool if
Oh, I mean, I
Joba?
still know all of them, but
Wouldn't it be cool,
Cleveland would be
Shane,
a
Disney
tight
locker,
spot
man.
for you, bro.
if
Cleveland.
Joba reached out to the Reds or reached out to the Phillies and said, "Listen, I've got a pitcher that's going to
well,
pitch
Tito's
his
with the
ass
Reds
off."
now. Okay,
Yeah.
Hold
There
on,
you go.
bro. We play with Cotham. Have you hit up Cotham?
Caleb.
Yeah.
Has-
Yeah,
have you
I threw for them 2 years ago.
and nothing?
The problem is when you put my age into the algorithm, it doesn't look good.
What is this
I understand
algorithm?
that.
What is this?
The
shit?
agent algorithm.
What is this algorithm crap? It's
the
getting me
analytics.
all
It's the
It's like
analytics
when-
of
Yeah,
agencies,
it's like-
clearly.
It's like when
yeah.
when they put each team has like their own system, right? And so they put in like your metrics or whatever, and it tells you or it tells them what your season's gonna look like based off of X, Y, and Z.
Like
And
your,
if
they had your
Z,
injuries, velo,
yeah,
career,
like what
All the
every,
plus
every team
metrics.
has like their own system, I'm sure, but they have to put the age in there. It's like when you get on the body fat machine. If you put 23 or you put 43, it changes the body fat.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing.
Oh, hold on one
So
second.
stupid.
So hold on one second. So if your body fat says 43, that's going to hurt your chances of getting signed by a Major League Baseball team. Come on, man. If you could throw the ball
Yeah.
and you can pitch,
Brother, this was a bag of balls that I was talking about.
Well, you
The
take your bag of
analytical-
balls.
The
I'll tell you what.
analytics
Huh.
is what's hindering that, and
I'll
the
tell
game
you
is
what.
getting younger, and they're pushing former players out of the game and guys who could still compete at a high clip out of the game. Because why would I pay Shane Greene $2 million when I can go pay 3 guys league minimum and
the same
potentially
thing,
get?
and have the rights.
And those 3 guys throw 100 miles an hour. No,
And they also have
no.
options, so
So
I can just up and down, right? Like that's what's
Yeah.
going on.
Because
The
how
game is getting
options work, like you get 3. Technically, you get 4 because you can have 4, but you could go up and down 17 times in a year.
I
But
did it.
That's just one option.
yeah, but not anymore. They changed it.
No,
You
they
can only
changed it
you can
now.
only do
Is
yeah.
it 5?
Yeah, it's
Oh, I
5
did
now. So
5 in
that's why
a month. I was
Yeah.
5 in a month.
that's
with New
why
York.
that's why now the guys in
Wow.
the bullpen, most of them got to be stretched out because back in the day
You
they
can
would have like the one spot in the bullpen that was a revolving door. It was just
Scranton Express.
the next starter in AAA would just be the long guy, and then when he pitched, it would be
and
the
then
next.
he would done, then he'd go back.
But they can't do that anymore. So now
Yeah, 'cause
everybody in
it's
the
5.
bullpen's got to throw multiple innings, and then you have like maybe your 8th and your 9th inning guy. But most everybody now has to throw like
Yeah, because
multiple
remember
innings.
it, and they're trying to save money too. Because remember, every time you'd come up, because you'd have to wait the 15 days if you got sent down, but you'd get your 7 and 7 if like somebody got
Yeah.
hurt, and it'd be straight cash, homie. Like we
Yeah.
had a dude, he did it 3 times in I think it was like 17 days, and he made more in his 7-7 money than he made all year in the minor league.
Yeah,
It's
it's ridiculous.
It's kind of like McClung. He went into the slam dunk contest. He's won 300,000, and in the G League, he's only made 100. So you might as well every single year do the slam dunk contest because he's going to make his money. So why not do that?
You didn't take Greene to the All-Star game. It was right by you guys.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Yeah,
Dude, I haven't
No.
seen Shane, or I talked to somebody about you recently, and they said you were working out with him. Tony Castro, maybe he was working with Chuck Wolf for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was talking. I was like, "How's he look?" He's like, "Oh, he looks good." Da da da. He said you gave him some insight. I was like, "Pick his brain, bro." But Shane lives right down the road from me, dude. We kicked it back in the day.
Yeah,
I just haven't.
we used to see each other every day.
Yeah. Now are you still
There it
over
is.
in? You're on the lake now, right?
Yeah, I'm in Dr. Phillips.
That's a
dude,
good
yeah,
one.
You're super close. We need to get together, dude.
yeah.
Go
Just
get
we'll get
don't be throwing his address out here all willy nilly. You guys talk about that.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
I was
I'd
like,
rather.
shit.
I'm
We're just
looking.
out here throwing Greeny shit out in the open.
I mean, Dr. Phillips is huge, dude. I'm in Orlando. Who cares?
I don't.
You know?
There he goes trying to pitch his Orlando crap again. And there's propaganda. I mean,
Bro, he's an O-Town
propaganda.
boy too, bro. Don't let him lie.
Listen. We're all about the Macy's Day Parade. Jabba Claus is going to be there.
O-Town boys, we look good, bro. Look at this.
O-Town
We got the
Yeah,
boys.
beard
come on.
going.
O-Town
We
boys.
stay young down here now.
It's that vitamin D.
Oh.
Cuz.
Is that what you call it? Vitamin B?
we just got sun this time for the first time in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how you do
was,
that, man.
It was minus 30.
You know what? You know what I want to see? I want to see Fish create like a yo-yo. Jabba have like Shane Greene on one hand and Goody on the other, doing like throwing yo-yos.
Where's this going?
Well,
Bro,
you
you're
guys,
out of your mind.
you guys
Yeah,
say
what are
you're
we talking
O-Town.
about,
You
dog?
guys are talking about being O-Town. I mean, the last time I've seen that band or the boy band, it was in the 90s. Why are we bringing up O-Town? How about let's talk about the Backstreet Boys and what is it, Brian, Backstreet Boys' son, trying to get on The Voice or whatever, American Idol. How about that? Let's talk about that. What do you think?
Nah, I
Vitamin
prefer
B.
Shane
Idol
playing his
show.
guitar.
What happened?
Zimbabwe's.
What happened? What was that? What was that?
It's
Good?
vitamin D and Zimbabwe's.
Oh,
That's what
stop.
people want down here.
Yeah, that's gonna get you right. That's gonna send you right to the hospital in a couple of years.
Go, you better be worried about that. They're going to MLB's going to suspend you for some random drug tests like they love to do.
All right. Well, I've been suspended for like 3 years now, so it is what.
Is that what you call it? Is suspension? That's a long suspension.
I'm serving a suspension.
You know,
I was too damn good.
Shane, I think it would be cool if Goody wants to coach. He wants to manage a baseball team. Why don't you be his assistant manager, assistant coach on the bench, and you guys run an organization? What do you think about that?
I don't
He's in.
think that I could. I don't think that I could have that much responsibility.
I wouldn't have the patience.
No, I think if I'm coaching, I'm like a roving type of person, or I'm a
Specialist
bullpen
pitcher.
coach, and that's it.
Yo, I wanted to be the bullpen coach for the Braves this year, or the Red Sox this year, and I hit up Bailey, and he's like, "It isn't what you think. You have to know all these analytics and this and that." I'm like, "Dude,
Yeah, I'm sure, but
just throw me in there, dude."
that's the dream job. Well,
That's
pitching
what I
is
told
the
him.
dream job, but
Speaking of
At
the,
the same
speaking of the
time,
Braves,
I can-
they signed your friend
I can
Buck
tell you
Farmer.
right now. I can tell you right now, Mike Harkey doesn't give two shits about analytics.
Zero. I'm like, that's
now
the dream. job.
nowadays most teams have a guy.
Yeah,
Most
you have
teams have like an analytic.
your pitching coach, you have your assistant
Most teams
pitching
now
coach.
they have like a pitching coach, a bullpen coach, and then you have like a analytic
The other guy
translator.
that does, like, he's looking at the iPad with what they.
Yeah, he like
Hark doesn't.
he connects the dots for the
You
older
know that as
guys.
well as I do. Hark don't give a shit.
No, you
No.
just reach out to the Houston Astros. They know all about using iPads.
And stealing the Cardinals analytics. Shane, now
Yeah.
now that the Rockies
Hey,
hired
I
one
listened
finally
to that
3
book.
years ago,
That's
now
pretty-
every team has
that's
it.
pretty crazy.
Now finally, since the Rockies hired their analytics guy 3 years ago, now every team finally has one after the 20 years that since Oakland implemented the analytics and whatever analytics were before that. But now you're the expert on the agent analytics.
Yeah, there's at this point everything's analytics, and it's gonna stay that way. You know.
No, it's definitely going to stay that way. And it's funny. Nick Goody, you were mentioning the Braves. They just hired Jabba and Shane's friend Buck Farmer. Is now shout out to him. Is now on the Braves.
Oh, yeah, I know Buck.
Yeah, the farmer.
Yeah.
Buck just signed with the Braves
Last
Wow,
week.
congrats,
Yes.
Buck.
Yep.
Yep.
Well,
Big
an
George.
old hey, Greeny, would you remember Preston Claiborne?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's the bullpen
the
coach or the assistant coach
he's
for
the
the
assistant
Yankees,
pitching
right?
coach for the Yankees now.
Yeah,
Yeah, but he's been in the
yeah,
organization for a few years. He was there
Yeah, like 3 or 4.
20
He was in the minor leagues for a little bit.
Yeah, he was actually our AAA
yeah.
bullpen coach when I was there in 21. He came up for a little bit and still the same old Roy, dude, throwing hammer dips
Yeah.
in and freaking
Oh,
talking shit to everybody.
we went to Boone Logan's wedding together, and that was a complete disaster.
Oh, I love Booney.
Oh, he is the biggest red ass. What? Oh,
I got some
Preston?
stories. No,
I never heard of a
Both-
skin
both
flute.
of 'em, basically, both of 'em.
How about you,
Yeah.
Shane? Have you ever heard of the skin flute? Have you ever,
Have I
played
heard
a
of the
skin
skin
flute?
flute?
Yeah.
Yeah, Joba told me that you were the best in the business.
Ah! Well, listen. I don't play a flute. I actually play the drums. So whatever sticks I need to use, I like to pound on them. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know what you like to
Yeah.
play. You like to play the guitar. You like to play the strings, right? You got Jabba on one string and Goody on the other. I like Dipsy Doodle over there.
bro,
Oh.
look at Shane. Do you think he plays a skin flute? This guy.
Did you the things that
Shane's-
he pulled?
Shane's got the guitar.
Greeny was a silent assassin. Like the man was just an absolute anomaly. You would never know. Like
You gotta hide your
story.
kids, hide your wife when he's around.
and you're just like, next thing you know, he's just
Jesus.
off. You're like, all right. I mean, because he's a good-looking cat. He's charming, very soft-spoken,
And he
And-
balls.
and
That,
literally
that,
and
I didn't read.
doesn't give a shit.
Shane, did you hear something new?
I
I don't
didn't.
know if you heard this. Shane, I got news for you. Jabba's engaged. Did you hear about that? Did you hear about that?
Congratulations.
There you
Think so.
go. Look at that. He's getting married.
Congratulations.
He's
I'm in a
finally getting married.
Believe it or not, I'm in a relationship as well. I've been in a relationship
Oh, listen to this.
Look at you, Greeny.
Look at you, man.
Well,
So,
I retract what I
wherever-
said.
No, I mean we still have to.
He was
live.
the gayest of the gay.
Still live. We still lived it.
I retired from that game.
You retired. That shit.
My-
That shit got stressful, dog. Man.
Yeah, I retired from that.
Hey,
game.
we ran
You
into
can't
one of
play that
your
game forever.
friends in Radio Row, Haley Hunt.
Mm.
She said, "Do you remember Haley Hunt?"
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Ooh, that's when you start getting names. You're like, oh,
No, she.
No.
Yeah, no. She,
you know how we remember these, Goody. Well, you probably weren't as bad as me and Shane.
I wasn't.
You would have to say the name and the city, and then you would get it.
Well, okay. Well, we were in New Orleans, but she runs a like a charity type deal out here called I think it's Act Verb or Verb Kind. That's what it's called. Verb Kind. There she is, right there. And when we mentioned that, I played for the Yankees, she was like, "Oh, I know Shane Greene." Da 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 da. And she's like, "He's very zen. Like, just goes with the flow."
sure
And I'm
he
like, "Yeah, well,
is.
you're describing him pretty well."
By the way,
Shane
she's
the Zen Master
just
Green.
just so you know, Goody, she's actually listening to this show right now. So
Well, she's great. She was great.
I
She actually
sent
texted
it
me the
out
other
to
day.
her.
She wants me to. I mean, you can come too. She wants to go. She wants us to go to jail with her. That's what
Oh,
it is.
there
So,
you go. Go to
and
jail
go
with her.
speak to the kids and that are incarcerated.
Yeah.
So.
You
Wow.
make sure you bring Goody's bag of balls with him too.
Sorry, those will be
I'll bring
taken
mine
away at
and
security.
Shane.
His ball bag.
A ball bag. Yeah.
Now the prison guards will confiscate those.
Yeah. Yeah.
My dad was in the prison for 30 years, so I'm good at that.
Well,
There you go.
I'm sure you
That's
saw a lot of
true.
bags too.
Oof. The stories that my father could tell you.
Oh, I bet.
I feel like most fathers could tell some pretty crazy stories.
I'm sure.
Yeah, but 30
That
years
gen-
in the
that
30
that
years in the
generation.
30 years in the prison, you got a little bit different ones.
Shane, you
Yeah, no
met my
doubt.
dad. You met my dad one of the nights we were over there. Probably, I think we were both in
In Orlando?
IA. Yeah.
Mhm.
We threw a rager at the house and he was raging. My dad's
Green-
crazy, bro.
Greeny, you've met my dad too. It's hard to forget my dad because he's fat and in a scooter. so
Well,
you
hold on,
remember it.
hold on one second.
It's hard to forget.
Did you just
I
see
love him to
Shane's
death.
face when he went, mm-hmm? What's that
Yeah.
all about? What's that
My
all
dad-
about,
my
Shane? I
dad's
got to
a
hear this
different
one.
Yeah.
I
No,
met
like
your
I said,
dad.
man, most dads are different dudes.
He probably hit you in the Achilles with his scooter because you weren't walking fast enough. Probably.
You know, my father may rest in
word,
peace.
bro.
May
Move
rest
over,
in peace.
Flacco.
100%.
my father, may he rest in peace, used to tell everybody the best thing about my son, the best thing, what was the best line? What was the line? The best part of me, best part of my son rolled down my leg. I think that's what he said, or something like that, or something like that. That's what that was his line, and he used the best part of you ran down my leg.
Is that like the one you should have been swallowed?
I
It was
don't
It was
know.
on your mother's back.
I think that was the line he used. The best part of you ran down my leg. I think that was the best line. That was the line he used to use in front of my friends. So that was interesting. I mean, how could you forget that? I mean, that was one of my fathers. May he rest in peace. I love you, Dad. But that was my father was an interesting cat too. He was definitely an interesting cat.
My dad used to tell me I get more ass than the toilet seats at Disney. And he was right.
Was he dating Minnie?
It was a revolving door, dude.
Well,
It was a revolving door.
I'd like
I'm
to see.
Who's this?
I'd like to see
Oh,
Jabba's face on Papa Smurf. He kind of looks like Papa Smurf, doesn't he? What do you think, Fish? What do you think?
You could probably make that happen with AI.
You can make anything happen with AI now.
There it is. The Fish. What do you think? We could, and we'll make him at what are the Smurfs? We'll call you Grouchy. You know, Shane, you'll be Grouchy, and Goody will be Vanity Smurf.
Well, the AI only works so fast. I was busy with this AI feature
Oh my God.
at the time with the Java Yo-Yo Master coming at
Those
you.
are yo-yos, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that's what
We're
Elon
gonna need to
Musk's
update
rock
your AI.
says.
I
That's
don't have
Elon, baby.
I don't have any tattoos in that one, so I don't know what's going on here.
And you're also really brown.
Yes, and your shoulders
vitamin
look
D.
awkward too.
Day.
Goodness.
That's unbelievable.
Goodness.
Shane, come on.
Save
This is probably one of the craziest shows you've ever been on. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah,
I'm-
yeah.
That's-
It's
honestly,
weird.
I'm so disappointed in that picture. It's crazy.
Oh, Goody. Goody, you hear
It
that?
looked like you cut those pictures out of a magazine.
That's pretty close. I would
That
argue.
was
So you're
so-
saying it's a
that was
yo-yo
so
equivalent of
Hey,
a ransom
is
note?
that like the clip art when we were in,
about this
in
one?
high school?
It's so bad.
That's a good one.
Hey, be careful with that. We're using a name that's not copyrighted over here.
Oh, it's Thanksgiving. It's about brotherhood. They're all right
No.
with it.
You can save Thanksgiving for your ass, all right?
I'm sorry, Indigenous Peoples Day.
Yeah,
I'm going to
all right.
patent Jabba Claus. That's what you
Or is
are.
that Columbus?
No, Indigenous People Day is right after Thanksgiving.
Greene, I got a question for you. You played for multiple different organizations. Which one?
This is what I wanted to ask too.
Yeah. Which one was your favorite? I'm sure you get this a lot, but like,
My favorite.
who treated you the best?
Man, that's a hard question because I was in Detroit forever.
Yeah,
but
you were the
I-
dude there.
But I really had made a lot of good memories in Atlanta. Like the group of guys that we had there was amazing, and we were good, which obviously makes everything better.
What year did you
but I
win
think
minor league pitcher of the year? What year was
that was 2013.
Mm.
Yeah, that was 2013, and then 2014 I got cut the last day of spring. Remember, I brought the suit to the
that's
field.
because
and then-
you were the
it was
last
between
cut.
me and Dallin. I was the last cut. But out of all the organizations I played for, well, at least at the time, it felt like the Dodgers did the best at the analytic stuff as far as like translating it to the player. But I was there 3 years ago, so since then, I'm sure everybody's pretty much caught up. But
You remember Austin Chubb?
it was definitely a different experience. It was definitely a different experience being in that like room talking scouting reports than it was in other rooms.
Higher level, more
Yeah.
able to
Yeah,
regurgitate it back to you. And I've heard
Yeah,
nothing but
for sure.
great things about the Dodgers and how they treat their
But
players.
that's
so
why
well.
their bullpen. Everybody in their bullpen has a 2 every year. There's a reason for that.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you think too, Goody? Like, I love that question. Like, do you think too, from obviously, we both kind of dabbled in starting, but basically was mostly in the bullpen. Do you think that like from you seeing it in the minor leagues, and being drafted obviously out of Daytona State, that's right, Daytona State?
Yeah.
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 And seeing how like you went to each of these teams, like Did you feel like it transgressed into more of the analytics side from being in the bullpen and
Mm,
you'd be a multiple inning guy and then you were a setup guy and then you had some saves, you had a good year at saves. And could you see the transition like moving more analytical than it was like just hey, this is field get outs? Are you over the rubber? Like certain things like that.
yeah. I, well, what's crazy is like my playing career experienced like the last part of like full on just baseball, and then
Hmm.
I've lasted long enough and been in AAA the last couple of years to see the full on like other side. You know, like I remember training. We had a meeting about we were going to start doing shifts in the infield, and I remember that was like listening to Chinese for everybody. Like nobody really knew what was going on. Uh,
Do you remember
and that was like
once?
the first analytical anything.
Do you remember in spring training when Kotha and Mark Montgomery and Matt Tracy were throwing weighted balls? This was at Himes Complex in Tampa. They were throwing with the weighted balls
Yeah.
against the wall, and every coach was like, they had like a scarlet letter on them, like you stay away from that, stay away from that, and
Hmm.
like because that we played right around the
What's
same
crazy
time.
is Caleb and Tracy were always in like the front of that, and then now they're coaching like at the highest level in the show. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like they were like always a year ahead of the next trend. Uh, like I even remember Caleb telling me when I was in Detroit, like, "Yo, you need to get a Rapsodo. You guys don't have Rapsodo," and I'm like, "Never heard of it."
Who is he?
So
What
yeah,
is
so
he?
like it's
Where
just
do, where
crazy
do I
how
go? Where do I go see him?
yeah, like it's crazy how these different organizations find out. I mean, even the players, I was playing, I had no idea what it was. You
Mm.
know what I mean? But like it's just crazy how like it slowly caught on and then now boom, it's consumed everybody. So it's gonna be interesting to see like what's the next thing, you know?
I
Sh-
think it'll
Is it
kind of.
gonna
I
be
think it's going to be both. I think they're going to kind of see where it plays in, and I'm seeing this at a younger level too, especially with Carter, being in college and doing all this, where he has a little bit of both, and which I like because I still think we talked
yeah.
about this a little bit earlier. I still think there needs to be eyes on the product, but there also is some of this analytical stuff that can, with the biometrics, being able to go and see where your deficiencies, maybe on your front side, or you're lacking something in your shoulder. And I feel like there's a part of it, but it can't all be that. It all can't
Well,
be
it's
that.
like the biggest thing for me that I've noticed is like at the lower levels right now, a lot of these younger players, they don't understand how to play the game. And by the game, I mean like the actual game, like hold guys on, this guy, like watching the game and like, oh, this guy always takes first pitch for his first two at bats, and then he's, got a green light after that. Or, I remember being in pitchers meetings, bro, when we first got to the league, or when I did, and it was like you just went around the room like, Jabba, you faced this guy before? What do you got on him?
Yep.
Greeny, you faced this guy before? What do you got on him? He's in swing mode, or like stuff like that. Like that is not even talked about anymore. So like that, once that starts coming back a little bit, then I think it'll be back in a good place. But the computer's never gonna tell you like this guy's got balls.
Yes.
Like it's never gonna tell you. It's never gonna tell you like this is the guy you want to start Game 7.
Well, and
It's
and
never gonna
and
tell you this is the guy.
no, that's the
Like
thing.
it can't read that.
You would have never had the Dustin Pedroias, the Altuves, like he's this big, he
Yeah.
doesn't do this. Like you wouldn't have those guys, like the David Ecksteins of the world. Um, I mean the Brett Butlers. I can bunt, but I don't hit for power. I'm fast. Like there's if you don't put eyes on that product, you'd have never known, and they've all had great careers.
Mm-hmm.
And
Hmm.
so I think you're right. Where I think it's going to be, they're going to kind of find a happy median because you are getting
Yeah.
some of these younger guys that were analytical guys, but they came up with kind of the both things, like you said, where the last like baseball, how do you play? Like, you know what? I know every time I faced Pedroia, I knew he wasn't swinging at the first pitch, so I could float something in there and not have to worry about it. He wasn't ambushing. But there were other
Hmm.
guys. I'm like, Aramis Ramirez was another thing. Oh, that's a good one, Fish. Thanks.
Oh, yeah. You're just missing.
Wow.
You're just missing everybody else. But
Right.
uh,
So no, I agree. I agree, Greeny. I think you're right.
Shane, I have one question before we let you go because it's a very interesting question because you played for the Dodgers and you played for the Yankee organization. during the World Series and after the World Series, Joe Kelly came out and took digs at the New York Yankees, pretty much throwing them under the bus. What were your thoughts to Joe Kelly doing what he did? And then obviously Brian Cashman and Aaron Judge coming out and saying during spring training that people should be keeping and Aaron Boone coming out and people should be keeping their own opinions to themselves.
Well, first of all, Joe is gonna be Joe no matter if he's on camera or off camera, and so
Yep.
that's Joe, and I love the guy for it. Secondly, it's good for baseball. Why did everybody watch the second game of Canada USA?
The fights.
Because they fought.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to a UFC fight
Mm-hmm.
and a fight breaks in the stand, fighting is just people want to see animosity. So it's good. It's good. I hope that they hate each other because it's good for baseball, man.
No, I
Do I
understand
think that we should be out there hitting each other in the face? You know, probably not, but it's good for ball. It's good. Bad publicity is good publicity,
But,
and baseball could use all the publicity in the world.
I got what you're saying, but a guy that is not playing baseball anymore, coming out and throwing, and taking shots at the New York Yankees. Now the Yankees didn't really say anything back to him, which I'm very surprised. I mean, if
Of
Nick
course, but they
Swisher,
would never.
yeah,
It's the Yankees.
if Nick Swisher
would-
was
they
still
would never.
playing on the team, I think Nick Swisher would have said something. I really do.
Maybe, but the Yankees know that they just got to go out and prove it,
Mm-hmm.
and they feel like they can. Their offseason was incredible. That team is stacked.
Do you think what the Yankees have done this offseason is enough to compete with the Dodgers if they meet in the World Series again? Do you think it's enough to knock off
Yeah,
the
they just
deferred Dodgers? That's what I call them now.
Yeah, they just competed with the Dodgers in the World Series.
Mhm.
So now they're better. Why, Now they're better, and now they've been there.
Mhm.
Whereas like before, everybody on the Dodgers has already been there.
Mhm.
The Yankees were all young guys and had never been there before. So now they've been there, more experience. They're better. That rotation is going to be ridiculous. Ridiculous. And don't forget, I watched Max Fried pinch hit and walk off a team before.
Oh yeah.
So like low key, they got an extra base runner and an extra bat.
And he's pinch ran a bunch.
He can fly. Like
And the Yankees have done that before with pitchers.
An ace on the mound. Dude, they got an ace on the mound and they got a secret weapon is what they got.
Interesting.
Crazy.
Well,
That's crazy.
Shane, you're fantastic. We're trying to work this internet over there. You're in the dungeon or something over there. I don't know what's going on over there.
I got a lot of construction going on in my house.
I got it.
In the basement hiding.
Is that what the new woman wants? Your woman wants a new construction?
That's what see what happens is when you're unemployed, you got to make choices for your budget.
I got it.
So putting some money in the house, putting it on the market, getting out, figuring out what's next.
Well, if the Phillies go to the World Series again, maybe we can go and enjoy that. What do you think? We did have a little bit of a bet. If it was the Phillies in the World Series against the Yankees, we were going to go to the game, but that fell short, my friend. That fell short.
You didn't text me.
I know I didn't text you. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Greenie, you got the same number.
It's my fault.
Yeah.
My fault. Greenie, I promise you, this year we're going to be in touch. If it happens, me, you, Joba, and Goody, and the boys, we're going to the World Series. If it's Philly and the Yankees.
Hopefully I'm already there.
Okay, that's true.
Somehow,
that's true.
Some way.
Yeah.
But if not, I'll be there with you.
Oh, there you go. Anyways, Greenie, we really enjoyed this interview. You're fantastic. Keep up the comedy, man. We need to get you on a little bit more and bring out that excitement in you. I mean, Joba Claus.
That's not Greenie. Like if
He
you
goes
know,
with the flow, bro.
It takes a while.
Oh,
yeah.
It takes a while for me to open up that way,
We need the guitar again.
He's like an onion.
Joba Claus needs his paddle out. He needs to pull his paddle out on you. Maybe that'll wake you up.
I love you, dude.
Nah, man,
it's great seeing you, man.
I'll get on here whenever. Hey, Goody, hit me up, dog. I'm right here.
I'm gonna hit you up. I'll hit you up. We're gonna go get dinner or something.
There you go.
Yeah,
and Goody's
for
paying.
sure.
Goody's paying. There you go.
I'll pay. I don't care.
Yeah, you got a job. You got a job?
No.
Listen,
Oh, well.
listen,
Yeah,
Shane.
you work for the Guardians now, stupid.
I have a couple series
Do
this
you?
year doing pre and post game for the Guardians.
Shane, I just want to tell you something.
Really?
I want to.
Still?
go. You want to go?
Y-
Hopefully
yeah.
you're playing at that point, but like if not, come up there. with
Shane,
me.
when we were in New Orleans, I just want to let you know, all I kept hearing from this guy, Goody, is I want to go suck the head. Okay, that's all I kept hearing. I want to go suck. I said, what the hell is sucking the head?
Crawfish?
Yeah.
Hey, crawfish ain't even that good. It's overrated.
Well, as soon as you say suck the head, it kind of turns me off. So that was it for me.
It's overrated.
Yeah.
But hey, pull some strings. Let's do a Guardians Tigers matchup.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Hey, I was on both of those teams too.
Let's
Yeah,
go. Let's
let's
all
go.
go.
I never
I'll
heard of
pitch
a
to
skin
producer.
flute.
I'll pitch to the producer for sure.
Let's go.
That'd be tight.
Let's
That'd be
go.
tight.
I want to go. What about me here? I mean, you're throwing me to the
You got
wolves here?
nipples. I can milk you too, Arrow.
Oh,
Come on.
you little bastard. I hate you. I hate you, Goody. Anyways, Shane, we love you. Keep up the good work. We'll get you on a lot sooner than later, man. After this work in the house. I mean, the transition, my friend.
Yeah.
You're fantastic. Keep up
Sounds
the good
good.
work. Shane Greene,
All right,
ladies and
boys.
gentlemen.